All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. We're going to take a look at 5 bargain bin free agents the Vikings can look at for offense.
Yeah, nothing wrong with shopping in the bargain bin every now and then. You can find some great movies, maybe a real nice pair of socks buried down there. You never know. There's always treasures in those bargain bins. Before we talk about the treasures, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that sub button. It feels so damn good. We are on our way to 12K by draft day.
Yes, we are 12K by draft day. I've never seen socks in a bargain bin. Usually it's weird, like tools, a lot of tape measures, some films, not socks.
You got to go to the right stores.
You're right. I go to the generic stores. All right, let's talk. So comments, let us know. We're just going based off of need, maybe what they'll get paid. So let's start off at running back position. The Vikings could be looking at J.K. Dobbins, the man who cannot stay freaking healthy.
And that's his story. He can't stay healthy. You can't question his talent. I mean, the brief time he's actually got on the field and played, he's done well. He can catch the football. He's a tough runner. But again, he just can't stay healthy. And that's why he's going to come so damn cheap.
Missed 42 of 51 games. That's insane. I mean, and he tore his ACL again, week 1? So like a guy like J.K. Dobbins, if you bring him in, he can't be your answer. He could be a nice surprise. And basically you're going to get him cheap. $1-2 million, whatever it is, and then you just load that thing up with incentives. That's how you get them here. Like, hey, you get 1,000 yards, we'll give you $48 million.
You play 2 games, we'll give you an extra 100,000.
Yeah, this would all be about incentives, but he's still young. What is he? Is he 25 years old?
Doesn't even have hair in his
chest. And the best part is, like, he's going to be buried in this year's running back class for free agents. I mean, Barkley, Jacobs, Pollard, Swift, Eckler. He's going to be an afterthought, and some team is going to get him very, very cheap. And Kwesi loves to take big swings on these guys.
Yeah, and why not? Why not the Vikings?
If he were to come here and actually stay healthy, I mean, he'd be, for any team, if he goes and stays healthy, he's going to be a damn good running back.
But could fans handle going from Dobbs to Dobbins? It would blow their minds.
I think they could handle it just fine.
I think so, too.
All right, let's go to another. Let's say, these are all offense. Let's go quarterback. Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor. This is a quarterback who just kind of always hangs around the league, always seems to start at least 1 game a year for some random team. Yeah. Again, it's his mobility. The guy can take off, make plays happen with his legs. You're not going to probably keep him to a kind of a script. I mean, he's not a pocket passer. He's going to run around, make things happen. But again, Tyrod Taylor, he's not going to break the bank, and he gives you an experienced guy who started some games in the league.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think he was 34 or 30. I think he's 34, maybe 35. But I mean, Tyrod Taylor is like one of the best backups in the league. We're not like Nick Mullins or Sean Mannion or Trevor Siemian, like where we just have these guys that just will never push anybody. Tyrod Taylor deserves probably to be able to feel big arm. Like you said, can make plays with his legs. Started 5 games with those crappy-ass Giants last year. He would be the perfect guy. Imagine him. And then we draft Jaden Daniels after we got Tyrod Taylor as our starter. And you know what? Daniel's just waiting in the wings. Maybe he comes out week 3. Maybe he comes out next year. But that would be a great duo.
Yeah, another interesting fact with Tyrod Taylor, he's never only spent $500 on Christmas gifts for his teammates.
That is a great fact. And the dude still has plenty in the tank. Tyrod Taylor, he's going to bounce around for probably like 3 or 4 more years. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be around forever.
Hell yeah.
Cheap, too.
Very cheap.
All right, let's go to the center position. I'll let you handle this one.
Yeah, I mean, Vikings looking for maybe, I don't know. I think you're in the boat. They're going to flat out release Garrett Bradbury. I think he'll make this team. But I want competition, whether that's a draft pick or a free agent. Tyler Biadasz from the Dallas Cowboys, formerly of Wisconsin. And I love me Wisconsin linemen. They're just mean. They're just nasty. They're just these lunch pail guys who go to work. But he's got experience. He started 53 games. I don't have his PFF grades in front of me. I believe he's played center. He's probably played some guard. But again, an experienced guy who's not going to break the bank. And he started, 53 games in his career.
He started a bunch, and his PFF was 68 this year. His best year he's had as a pro. Better than Bradbury. He's from Wisconsin, but we've seen a lot of Wisconsin guys not pan out in the NFL either. But he's been pretty good. I mean, he would be a straight-up center. The thing is, he sounds really similar, I should say, to Garrett Bradbury. It just seems like he might be a little bit better. Like, he's not that big, powerful center. I think he's more finesse, isn't he? So
it's meaner,
might be the same. It's just, I think he's just better. I was reading about him, and what they said about him is he's consistent, not spectacular.
You know what? I would take consistent and not spectacular right now.
Yeah, and he's going to be about $7 million a year. I mean, if you sign this guy, Bradbury's not on the team; he's your starter.
Mm-hmm.
So if we weren't going in the draft route, I would be all for Tyler Biadasz.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some other guys who are going to break the bank a little bit more on that. So to get some consistency in the center position, some guy you can rely on, I don't think $7 million is too much to ask for, too much to dish out.
All right, let's go to guys who are not going to be $7 million. Let's go to wide receiver Laviska Shenault, 25 years old, former second rounder.
Yeah, he started out his career pretty good with Jacksonville. Had 2 good seasons there. I think he caught over 55 each. I think one even had up to 67 receptions, something like that. He's a speed dude. He's almost built like a running back. He's a little thicker, not a great route runner, but when the ball's in his hands, he can make some shit happen. He gives you some additional positives as a kick returner. So Laviska Shenault, not your classic like a guy who's going to run crisp routes and stuff, but a guy when you try to get the ball in his hands and see what he can do, because after the catch he can be effective.
Yeah, he's huge. He's 6'1", 220. I mean, that's why I want him.
Mm-hmm.
I just want a big body wide receiver. I wanted one for years. We never seem to get him. And I want him, like you said. I mean, he's physical. He can make contested catches, and he started off on a bang.
Mm-hmm.
And after ankle injury ended his season. So again, he's going to be a very cheap option. 25 years old. He could be that number 3, number 4 type wide receiver. Maybe see some special teams.
Yeah, not bad. Again, he's not gonna cost much.
He isn't going to cost much. That's why he's a bargain. He is a bargain. Speaking of bargain, last one on the list, John Simpson. John freaking Simpson, left guard. What are we going to do at left guard? We don't know what we're going to do. I mean, his projected value, 2 years, 10 million, 6'4", 330 pounds, started 17 games last year. I mean, we got Ed Ingram and Blake Brandel as our only guards on the roster. And this dude can play multiple spots. And when you watch him, physical, aggressive, mean.
And that's something we want on this whole line. We have all these finesse guys. Let's get a big old mean sucker in there like a John Simpson. He just sounds mean. Your mouth. Even his name, John Simpson, he just sounds like a guy you don't want to fuck around with. John Simpson will kick your ass if you say anything bad about his family. But yeah, again, how old is he, did you say?
He's 26. I remember him coming out of college. Yeah. I want to say it was Clemson or Georgia. I'm looking it up quick.
Yeah, I think he was a bigger school guy.
Clemson. So I remember John Simpson coming out. And, if you sign him, he probably would be starting. I could sign this guy to back up.
I would assume so. I mean, he just came from Baltimore where, I mean, they run the football well there. So, yeah, a guy who's, maybe could help this run game going.
Yeah, I mean, these aren't like maybe our ideal options, but these are bargain options that maybe you take a swing on and look like a damn genius.
And let's not kid ourselves. I think the Vikings will make some splashy signings, but they're also going to have a handful of these type of signings too. So we got to start getting familiar with some of these guys who maybe aren't going to, be on the headlines. Oh my God, Vikings signed John Simpson.
We signed last year Brandon Powell. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, dude was awesome. I mean, we got to find these types of players, and like guard. Like I said, we only got 2 guards on the roster. I know running back's an absolute disaster. Running or in quarterback, no clue. So we're going to be bringing a lot of new faces.
Hell yeah. And it's time to maybe flip this roster a little bit, get some new looks, new guys in that locker room. All right. Well, you guys are thinking about bargain options for the Vikings. Let us know a couple in the comments. And remember this, the dodo bird went extinct because of deforestation, hunting, and destruction of their nests by animals brought to the island by the Dutch.
Unbelievable.